Shalom, my friends. I am Rabbi David, and I welcome you with an open heart to a journey that promises not just to change your finances, but to revolutionize your very soul. Tonight, we embark on a sacred and profound 21-day program designed to fundamentally rewire your relationship with wealth, success, and the flow of divine blessing in your life. This is not merely a meditation, it is a deep, immersive dive into the heart of ancient Jewish wisdom, a nightly pilgrimage to the very source of all prosperity. The title of our journey together is Fall Asleep to Jewish Wisdom for Wealth and Abundance. For the next 3 weeks, as you surrender to the most profound and restorative sleep, my voice will be your faithful guide. We will journey together through the secret corridors of the Torah, the Talmud, and the mystical Zohar, unlocking the timeless, powerful principles that have guided our people to create and sustain wealth, meaning, and blessing for millennia. Each night, we will plant a new, potent seed of prosperous consciousness into the fertile, receptive soil of your subconscious mind. This is not a quick fix, but a deep and lasting transformation. By the end of this program, you will not just think differently about money. You will be a different person. You will be a person who is a natural, joyful, and effortless magnet for wealth, a conscious channel for divine abundance, and a living, breathing testament to the profound truth that our Creator desires for us to live lives of overflowing, magnificent blessing. Before we take the first step on this sacred path, I invite you to become a co-creator in this container of intention. In the comments below, please take a moment to share one thing. What does true, soul-level wealth mean to you? Is it a specific number in a bank account that represents freedom? Is it the ability to pursue your passions without financial constraint? Is it the power to provide for your loved ones with extravagant generosity? Is it the capacity to fund the causes that heal the world? By articulating your deepest vision of wealth, you are drawing the spiritual blueprint for the magnificent reality we will build together over these next 21 days. As our global community of conscious creators continues to grow in power and intention, we are on a holy mission to reach 100,000 subscribers, building a global force for positive change and prosperity consciousness. If you have not yet joined our mishpacha, our family, I warmly invite you to subscribe now and become part of this powerful movement of light. And for those of you who feel the call to take this work to the very highest level, to not just attract wealth, but to master the entire system of Torah-based entrepreneurship and financial stewardship, I have something truly special. For a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This opportunity is closing soon. In this immersive course, I unveil the full Torah wealth system, the 3,000-year-old Jewish money laws that have built dynasties, protected communities, and created unstoppable generational prosperity. The link is in the comments below. And now, my friends, the time for conscious effort is over. The time for deep, effortless, and profound receiving has begun. Find your most comfortable position. Allow your body to feel heavy, supported, and completely, utterly at ease. Let your eyes gently close, and let us begin our journey. take a long, slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs not just with air, but with the palpable energy of infinite possibility. And as you exhale, release a soft, audible sigh, letting go of all the financial worries, all the anxieties about lack, all the accumulated stress of the day. Let it all dissolve into the stillness of this sacred moment. Another deep, nourishing breath in, breathing in the frequency of abundance, the feeling of enough, the scent of a world overflowing with goodness. And a long, slow breath out, releasing the old, tired story of scarcity, the inherited belief that life has to be a struggle. With each breath, you are sending a powerful signal to your body, your mind, and your soul that you are safe, you are provided for, and it is time to enter a new, more benevolent reality. Now, I want you to imagine a gentle, luminous, golden light, the color of pure molten gold, forming about a foot above your head. This is the light of Shefa, the divine, supernal flow of abundance itself. It is not just light, it is a substance. It is warm, it is loving, it is intelligent, and it is infinitely generous. Feel its gentle, comforting warmth on your scalp, a divine caress. As you breathe in, allow this golden light to begin to flow down into the crown of your head, into your mind, your brain, your forehead. It is like a warm, golden honey, dissolving all thoughts of lack, all limiting beliefs about money, all painful memories of financial hardship. It is washing your mind clean, creating a pristine, empty, and holy vessel, ready to be filled with the truth of your own inherent divine wealth. Feel your mind becoming calm, quiet, and profoundly receptive. This golden river of light now flows down into your face, your jaw, your neck. It releases the tension of striving, the clenching of effort, the tightness of control. You are letting go of the deeply ingrained belief that you must work hard and struggle for your sustenance. You are surrendering to the higher truth that you are provided for by a loving Creator, and that your provision can come to you with ease, with grace, and with joy. It flows into your shoulders, a place where we carry so much of our world. Feel it melting away the weight of financial burdens, the heavy cloak of responsibility you have carried for so long. You are laying these burdens down tonight at the feet of the Infinite. You are trusting that you are not alone in this. You are supported, you are held, you are cherished. This warm, liquid gold flows down your arms, through your elbows, into your forearms, and pools in your hands. Your hands, which may have held on too tightly to money out of fear, or pushed it away out of a sense of unworthiness, are now being healed and recalibrated. Feel your palms open, becoming soft, warm, and receptive. Your hands are not just for working, they are for receiving. Tonight, you are remembering how to receive with grace and with gratitude. Now, the golden light pools in your heart center, your lev. It fills your heart with the warm, expansive feeling of gratitude, the ultimate key to unlocking the gates of wealth. It heals all the old wounds of past financial pain, all the fears of not having enough, all the disappointments. Your heart becomes a radiant sun of gratitude, broadcasting the high-frequency signal of abundance out into the universe. You are grateful for the wealth you have. You are grateful for the lessons you have learned, and you are profoundly grateful for the magnificent wealth that is now flowing into your life. This golden light fills your stomach, your solar plexus, dissolving the tight knots of anxiety and fear about the future. You feel a deep, unshakable sense of security, a core-level knowing that you will always be provided for. You are safe. You are secure. All is well. It flows down through your hips, your legs, and into your feet, connecting you powerfully to the earth. You are grounded in your abundance. You are stable in your prosperity. You are becoming a mighty tree with roots that go deep into the endless resources of the earth, and branches that reach up to the infinite blessings of the heavens. Your entire body is now a vessel of luminous golden light. You are humming with the frequency of wealth. You are radiating the energy of abundance. You are a living, breathing magnet for all good things. And in this state of deep, golden peace, our 21-day journey truly begins. Day 1. The Blueprint of Belief, Emunah. Tonight, as you drift into the deepest, most healing levels of sleep, we plant the first and most foundational seed, the seed of Emunah, of pure belief. The great master, the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, taught a principle that is the very bedrock of reality creation. Olam keminhago noheg, v'hashetus hu sheker gemur. The world appears to function by its own natural laws, but this is a complete falsehood. The deeper truth is that the world is a direct and immediate reflection of your consciousness. What a person believes in their deepest heart, that is what is. Your reality is not a reflection of the world, it is a reflection of your deepest, most cherished, and often unconscious beliefs about the world. If you believe that life is a struggle, that money is scarce and difficult to obtain, and that you are fundamentally not worthy of great wealth, then your subconscious mind, the faithful and literal servant, will work tirelessly, day and night, to create a reality that perfectly matches that belief. It has no choice. It is its job to prove you right. Tonight, we are giving your subconscious a new job, a holy job. We are handing it a new blueprint, a divine architectural plan for a life of overflowing abundance. We are installing a new core belief system, a system based not on the fearful whispers of the world, but on the timeless, thunderous truth of the Torah. That you are a Ben Melech, a beloved child of the infinite King, and that the King's greatest desire, his deepest nachas, is to shower his children with every good thing. Abundance is not something you have to earn or prove yourself worthy of. It is your birthright, written into the very fabric of your soul. Scarcity is the illusion. Abundance is the underlying fundamental reality of the cosmos. As you sleep, I want you to imagine the gardener of your subconscious mind. See him now, dressed in white, moving through the garden of your soul with a gentle but firm resolve. He is moving to the thorny, overgrown patch of your old financial beliefs. See him gently but firmly pulling out the old thorny weeds of lack. The belief that money is the root of all evil. This is a lie. Money is neutral. It is a magnifier. In the hands of a good person, it is the root of all blessing. See him pull out the weed of, "You have to work hard for your money." This is a lie of the slave mentality. You are a child of the King. You are designed to create with joy and to receive with ease. See him pull out the weed of, "There's never enough to go around." This is a denial of the infinite nature of your Creator. See him pull out the weed of, "Rich people are greedy," or "Spirituality and wealth don't mix." These are lies designed to keep you small and powerless. Tonight, all of these weeds and all their hidden roots are being completely and permanently uprooted and cast into the purifying fire of transformation. And now, see the gardener turning to the newly cleared, fertile soil. He holds in his hands the most precious seeds in the universe, seeds taken from the tree of life itself. These are the seeds of Torah truth. He plants them now, deep in the rich, receptive soil of your subconscious. Let these words, these sacred seeds, be the first layer of your new reality. Let them sink deep, deep into your mind, becoming the new, unshakable foundation of your entire financial life. I am a beloved child of the Creator, and abundance is my divine and irrevocable birthright. I believe in a universe of overflowing, magnificent abundance, where there is more than enough for everyone, including me. Money is a beautiful and holy energy, a tool for creating goodness, spreading light, and blessing the world. I am fundamentally, essentially, and completely worthy of immense, unimaginable wealth, and I receive it with joy, with grace, and with profound gratitude. My capacity to receive is unlimited. My vessel for abundance is vast, and it expands every single day. I now release, with love and with forgiveness, all old limiting beliefs about money that I inherited or created. They are not me. They are not true. I am free. My subconscious mind is now fully and permanently aligned with the high frequency of abundance. It works tirelessly, day and night, awake and asleep, to create a physical reality that perfectly matches my new, prosperous, and divine beliefs. I am a being of wealth. It is my nature. It is my truth. It is my reality, now. Sleep now, my friend. Sleep in the profound peace and certainty of this new blueprint. Your foundation is being rebuilt upon the solid rock of divine truth. The very ground of your being is being reconsecrated to the holy purpose of abundance. Tonight, you believe, and because you believe, it is so. Rest now. The work has begun. Shalom. Day 2. The Eye of a Giver. As you drift deeper and deeper into the peaceful, healing ocean of sleep, the precious seed of belief we planted last night is already beginning to send its first tender roots into the soil of your soul. It is drawing life, it is gathering strength, and tonight we water this tender new sprout with the most powerful light in the universe, the light of the Ayin Tov, the good eye. In the context of wealth, this is not just a passive seeing of the good, it is the active, creative, world-building eye of a giver. The Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, the Ethics of Our Fathers, poses a profound question. What is the best path to which a person should cleave? After his students give various answers, the great sage Rabbi Elazar ben Arach says, "An eye that is good." And his teacher, Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai, tells him, "I prefer your words, for in your words all of the others are included." Why is the good eye the ultimate path? Because the eye is not just a passive receiver of information, it is a projector of reality. Your focus, your attention, your gaze is a creative force of immense power. What you look at with a good and generous eye, you bless, you elevate, you cause to flourish. What you look at with a stingy, fearful and contracted eye, ayin hara, you curse, you diminish, you cause to wither. Tonight we are performing a sacred surgery on your vision. We are transforming your eye from the eye of a consumer, which sees the world in terms of what can I get, what's in it for me, to the eye of a giver, which sees the world in terms of what can I give, how can I help. This is one of the deepest, most paradoxical, and most potent secrets of Jewish wealth. True, sustainable, and joyful wealth does not come from a desperate focus on accumulating. It comes from a joyful focus on contributing. It comes from training your eye to see the needs of the world as holy opportunities for you to serve. It comes from seeing the unique talents and gifts that God has planted within you and actively looking for ways to share them too. Plant them in the gardens of others. There is a beautiful story told of the great Baron de Rothschild. A man came to him, desperate for a loan to save his business. The Baron listened patiently, and then, instead of just giving him the money, he did something strange. He walked the man to a window overlooking the bustling streets of Paris. "Look down there," the Baron said. "What do you see?" The man, confused, said, "I see people, horses, carriages. I see the city." "No," said the Baron. "Look closer. I want you to find a problem. Find a need that is not being met." The man looked for a long time and finally noticed that the street sweepers were struggling with heavy, inefficient brooms. "Their brooms," the man said, "they seem so clumsy." "Excellent," the Baron exclaimed. "Forget your old business. Your new business is to design a better broom. I will fund it." That man went on to make a fortune, not by getting a loan, but by being taught to see with the eye of a giver, the eye of a problem solver. This is the shift we are making in you tonight. You are becoming a problem finder for the sake of being a problem solver. You are training your eye to see where you can add value, where you can make something better, easier, more beautiful. The universe is a system of flow. It abhors a vacuum, and it abhors a blockage. A person who is only focused on getting is a blockage, a spiritual dam. Eventually, the river of Shefa, of abundance, will find a way around them. A person who is focused on giving is a channel. They are a wide, deep, and welcoming riverbed. And the nature of a river is to be constantly full. The more water that flows through it to bless the fields downstream, the wider and deeper the river itself becomes. Your focus on giving is what makes you a wide and deep channel for the river of divine abundance. As you sleep tonight, your entire perspective is shifting. You are looking at your life, your work, your relationships through the powerful, creative lens of the giver. You are no longer asking, "What's in it for me?" That is the question of the small mind. You are asking the question of the king. How can I help? How can I serve? How can I use my unique, God-given gifts to make the world a better, richer, more beautiful place? This shift in focus is the most powerful financial decision you will ever make. It aligns you with the fundamental creative force of the universe, which is a force of giving, of expansion, of love. Let these words reprogram your vision as you sleep. Let them become the new, permanent lens through which you see your world and your role within it. I see the world through the generous, creative, and powerful eye of a giver. My primary focus, my driving passion, is on how I can contribute, serve, and add immense value to the lives of others. I am a wide and open channel for divine abundance, and the more I give, the more flows through me with ease and with grace. I see the needs of the world not as problems, but as holy opportunities for me to express my unique, God-given gifts. My wealth is a direct and natural reflection of the immense value I create for others. I focus on the value, and the wealth takes care of itself. I look upon the success of others with a good and generous eye, blessing it and celebrating it, knowing that their abundance is proof of the infinite supply available to all, including me. I look at my money not as something to be hoarded out of fear, but as a holy tool to be joyfully used for blessing, for investment, and for good in the world. My generous eye is a creative force. It transforms my reality, calling forth abundance, opportunity, and holy partnerships wherever I look. Sleep now in this generous and expansive vision. Your eye is being healed from the cataract of self-obsession. Your focus is being sanctified. You are becoming a fountain of blessing, a river of life. And the world, in its gratitude, will shower you with its own magnificent, abundant blessings. Rest now, great giver. Rest in your power. Shalom. Day 3. The Joy of Having. Welcome, my friend, to the third night of our sacred journey. The seeds of prosperous belief and the creative vision of the giver are taking deep root in the garden of your soul. Tonight, we will nourish them with the most fertile and life-giving energy in the universe, the warm, golden sunlight of the profound joy in one's portion. The ancient sages, in the timeless wisdom of Pirkei Avot, ask a question that cuts to the very heart of our quest. Ezehu Ashir? Who is rich? The answer they give is not a number. It is not a list of assets. It is a state of being. Hasameach bechelko, he who is happy with his portion. This is not, God forbid, a call for complacency. It is not a rejection of ambition or a glorification of poverty. It is the revelation of a profound psychological and spiritual law, a piece of divine physics. The feeling of wealth is not the result of having more. It is the cause of having more. The feeling of abundance is the energetic frequency that attracts abundance into your life. And the fastest, most powerful, and most joyful way to feel abundant is to be profoundly, deeply, and ecstatically grateful for the portion you already have, right here, right now. Gratitude is not a passive thank you said out of politeness. It is an active, militant state of consciousness. It is the spiritual discipline of focusing your powerful, creative attention on what you have, rather than what you lack. It is the sacred art of finding the blessing in your current circumstances, no matter what they may appear to be to the outer eye. When you are in a state of complaint, of focusing on what is missing, of comparing your portion to another's, you are vibrating at the low, contracted frequency of scarcity. You are sending a powerful prayer to the universe, a prayer that says, I am a person of lack. My reality is defined by what is missing. And the universe, which is a great and impartial mirror, simply reflects your prayer back to you. It says, yes, you are a person of lack. As you believe, so it is. And it gives you more experiences of lack to validate your prayer. When you are in a state of gratitude, of hakarat hatov, recognizing the good, you are vibrating at the high, expansive frequency of abundance. You are sending a different prayer, a prayer of power. You are declaring to the universe, I am a person of plenty. My life is overflowing with blessings, big and small. And the universe, the great mirror, hears your prayer and says, yes, you are a person of plenty. As you believe, so it is. And it rearranges itself to bring you even more blessings to be grateful for. It is that simple. It is that profound. Your joy in your current portion is the powerful magnet that draws a larger, more magnificent portion to you. There is a story of two men who lived in the town of Mejibuz, the town of the Baal Shem Tov. One, Reb Feivel, was the richest man in town, with a large house, many businesses, and coffers full of gold. But he was always miserable, his face a mask of anxiety, constantly complaining about his taxes, his competitors, and the laziness of his workers. The other, Reb Zusha, was a simple water carrier, who lived in a tiny shack with his wife and many children. He had almost nothing, yet he was always singing, his face shining with a radiant joy. One day a student asked the Baal Shem Tov, "Master, I don't understand. Why is the rich Reb Feivel so poor in spirit, and the poor Reb Zusha so rich in joy?" The Baal Shem Tov smiled. "It is simple," he said. "It is a matter of accounting." Every night, before he goes to sleep, Reb Feivel takes out his ledger and he counts all the things he does not have. He counts the bigger house his rival is building, the respect he feels he is not getting, the profits that were not as high as he hoped. He falls asleep counting his lack. Reb Zusha also takes out his ledger every night. He sits with his children and he counts his blessings. He thanks God for the laughter of his children, for the simple meal his wife prepared, for the strength in his arms to carry the water, for the warmth of his small home. He falls asleep counting his abundance. One man, you see, is a master of the arithmetic of scarcity. The other is a master of the arithmetic of abundance, and each one's world reflects his chosen mathematics. Tonight, you are becoming a master of the holy arithmetic of abundance. As you sleep, your subconscious mind, the divine accountant, is conducting a sacred audit of your life. It is scanning every corner of your existence, every memory, every relationship, and it is highlighting in luminous golden light all the blessings you have overlooked. The blessing of the breath that is filling your lungs right now, a miracle of biology. The blessing of the roof over your head, a luxury unknown to billions. The blessing of the people who love you, the greatest treasure on earth. The blessing of the food in your pantry, the blessing of clean water. The blessing of the challenges you have faced that have carved you into a stronger, wiser, more compassionate soul. Your mind is being retrained to see the good, to focus on the plenty, to find the hidden sparks of divine light in every single moment. You are becoming a connoisseur of blessings. You are developing a heart that is overflowing with the sweet, intoxicating wine of gratitude. Let this joyful gratitude be the music of your dreams tonight. Let it saturate every cell of your being. I am profoundly, deeply, and joyfully grateful for the magnificent portion that is mine, right here, right now. My life is overflowing with blessings, both seen and unseen, and my eyes are now open to them all. I find deep and abiding joy in the simple, profound gifts of my daily life, my breath, my body, my relationships, my world. My gratitude is a powerful, irresistible magnet, drawing more and more good, more and more wealth, more and more joy into my life, effortlessly and continuously. I am ecstatically happy with what I have, and I am joyfully expectant of the even greater good that is on its way. I hereby release forever the habit of complaint, of comparison, of focusing on lack. I embrace the holy, life-giving practice of praise. The feeling of wealth is my natural state, and I cultivate it in every moment through my constant, overflowing gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my challenges. Thank you for my blessings. My heart is a perpetual fountain of gratitude, and my life is a perfect reflection of my thankful, joyful heart. Sleep now in the warm, golden, and loving embrace of your own joy. Your heart is being tuned to the very frequency of wealth. You are becoming rich from the inside out, and the outer world, the great mirror, will soon have no choice but to reflect the magnificent, abundant truth of who you have become. Rest in your riches. Shalom. Day 4. The power of the word. Koach hadibur. Welcome, my friend, to the 4th night of our sacred pilgrimage into the heart of abundance. The seeds of prosperous belief, the vision of the generous giver, and the joyful heart of gratitude are now firmly planted and taking root in the garden of your soul. Tonight, we introduce a force so powerful, so fundamental, that it is the very method of creation itself. Tonight, we learn to wield the Koach hadibur, the power of the word. In the very first chapter of the Torah, we are taught the ultimate secret of creation. God did not build the world with his hands like a craftsman. He spoke it into existence. 10 times the Torah repeats the phrase, Vayomer Elohim, and God said. Let there be light, he said, and there was light. Let there be an expanse, he said, and the heavens were formed. The mystical text, the Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, teaches that God created the universe by combining the 22 holy letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The letters are not mere symbols for sounds. They are the very building blocks of creation, the raw vibrational energy of reality itself. And since you, my friend, are created B'Tselem Elokim, in the image of God, you have been given a small measure of this same creative power. Your words are not just sounds that you make with your mouth, they are creative acts. Every word you speak is a vibration that goes out into the universe, a spiritual stone cast into the cosmic pond, creating ripples that attract to you circumstances and realities that match its frequency. You are, in a very real and literal sense, speaking your world into existence every single day. This is a truth of awesome power and profound moment-to-moment responsibility. The words you use to describe your financial reality are not just descriptions, they are decrees. They are prophecies that your faithful, subconscious mind and the responsive universe work tirelessly to fulfill. When you say, "I'm so broke," you're not just stating a fact. You are issuing a divine command to the universe to create for you the ongoing experience of being broke. When you say, "I can't afford that," you are casting a powerful spell of limitation upon yourself, closing the doors to the very opportunities that could allow you to afford it. When you complain about your bills, you are in effect praying for more bills to complain about. Your words are the paintbrush, and your life is the canvas. For too long, perhaps, you have been painting a picture of lack, not because it is the ultimate truth, but because you did not know that you were the artist holding the brush. Tonight, you are reclaiming your power as the master artist of your life. You are taking back the paintbrush of your speech. You are learning to speak the language of abundance, the language of creation, the native tongue of your own divine soul. This is the sacred practice of conscious speech. It is the discipline of choosing words that build the reality you desire, not words that reinforce the reality you wish to escape. It means learning to speak of your finances not as they may appear to be in this moment, but as you are choosing for them to be. This is not lying. It is prophesying. It is using your God-given power of speech to call forth a new reality from the realm of infinite potential into the realm of physical experience. There is a powerful story about a student who came to his Rebbe crying that his business was failing. "Rebbe," he wept, "I am ruined. Everything is lost." The Rebbe looked at him sternly. "Do not say that," he commanded. "Go to the synagogue, open the Holy Ark, and declare to the Master of the universe, 'My business is magnificent. My customers are plentiful. My profits are overflowing.'" The student was shocked. "But Rebbe," he stammered, "that would be a lie. My business is collapsing." The Rebbe's eyes softened. "My dear student," he said, "you have been telling the truth of your collapsing business for months, and that truth has become more and more real every day. You have been prophesying your own doom. Now, for a change, I want you to prophesy your own salvation. Stop describing the world you see and start commanding the world you want. God is waiting to hear your new decree." The student, with trembling faith, did as the Rebbe commanded. He began to speak words of abundance and success, first with hesitation, and then with growing conviction. And slowly, miraculously, his reality began to shift to match his new, holy speech. Tonight, you are becoming this student. You are learning this new language. As you sleep, your subconscious mind is performing a deep and powerful linguistic update. It is deleting the old, impoverished vocabulary of lack and installing the new, royal vocabulary of wealth. The words, "I can't," "It's too expensive," "I'm broke," "I'm struggling," are being permanently erased from your inner dictionary. And in their place, we are writing the powerful, creative, and world-building words of abundance, of ease, and of divine success. Let your soul learn this new, holy language as you drift into deep, peaceful, and creative sleep. My words are creative acts of immense power, and I now choose to speak only the language of abundance, of success, and of blessing. I speak of my life, my work, and my finances in terms of overflowing wealth, of magnificent success, and of infinite, unfolding possibility. I hereby decree and declare that I am a powerful magnet for money, for opportunities, and for divinely inspired ideas, and my words make it so. I speak with profound gratitude about the money I have, and I speak with unshakable faith about the even greater sums of money that are now rushing into my life. I use my sacred power of speech to bless my own finances, to bless the finances of my family, and to bless the finances of everyone I meet. My words are a vehicle for universal upliftment. I permanently release the habit of negative financial talk, of gossip about lack, and of complaining. I am a positive prophet of my own prosperity, and I speak only that which I wish to see manifest. With every word I speak, with every sentence I form, I am building a magnificent world of overflowing wealth, of radiant health, and of profound joy for myself and for all those I love. My voice is a channel for the voice of the Creator, and I speak worlds of abundance, of beauty, and of light into being. And so it is. Sleep now in the creative silence that follows the Holy Word. Your tongue is being sanctified. Your voice is being tuned to the frequency of creation. You are remembering how to speak like a child of the King, how to issue royal decrees of blessing. And your world is transforming, joyfully and obediently, to match your divine speech. Rest now, great Creator. Rest in the power of your word. Shalom. Day 5. The Vessel of Action. Hishtadlut. Welcome to the 5th night of our journey into the heart of Jewish wealth wisdom. Your mind is now fertile with prosperous beliefs. Your eye is trained to see with generosity. Your heart is filled with joyful gratitude, and your tongue is learning the powerful language of creation. Tonight, we build the physical vessel, the tangible container that will receive and express all of this profound inner work. Tonight, we delve into the sacred and often misunderstood concept of Hishtadlut, the necessity of human effort. Our holy tradition teaches a beautiful and delicate balance, a sacred paradox that is the key to all effective action. On the one hand, we must have complete and total bitachon, a concept we will explore even more deeply tomorrow night. This is the absolute trust that God is the one and only source of all our blessings, all our sustenance, all our success. On the other hand, we are commanded by that same God to make a kli, a vessel in the physical world to receive that blessing. We are not meant to be passive mystics sitting on a mountaintop and waiting for money to fall from the sky. That is a misunderstanding of faith. We are meant to be active partners with God in the ongoing work of creation. God provides the shefa, the divine, miraculous flow of abundance, but we must dig the irrigation ditch for it to flow into. That ditch, my friends, is our hishtadlut, our focused, intelligent, and inspired effort. This divine paradigm is perfectly illustrated by the story of the manna in the desert. Every single morning, for 40 years, the bread of heaven fell from the sky, a clear and undeniable miracle. It was a perfect food, tasting like whatever the person desired. But the Israelites still had to perform an act of hishtadlut. They had to get up, go out of their tents, and physically gather it. They had to make a vessel of their hands and their baskets to collect the blessing. God did not teleport it into their mouths. This is the eternal model. The blessing is miraculous, but it flows into a natural vessel. Your work, your business, your investments, your skills, these are your vessels. They are the actions you take in the physical world that demonstrate to God your readiness and your desire to receive His blessing. However, the quality and consciousness of this effort is crucial. It is not the anxious, stressful, desperate striving of one who believes it all depends on him. That is the effort of a slave driven by fear. The effort of a Ben Melech, a child of the king, is entirely different. It is calm, it is focused, it is joyful, and it is done with the deep inner knowing that the effort itself does not create the wealth. The effort simply creates the vessel. God creates the wealth. This profound understanding transforms your work from a burden into a holy dance. You are no longer working for a living. You are joyfully creating a vessel for the magnificent living that God is already, in this very moment, bestowing upon you. Imagine two fishermen. One is the fisherman of anxiety. He goes to the sea, his stomach in knots, believing that if he doesn't catch fish, his family will starve. He believes it all depends on his skill, his strength, the right bait. He is filled with stress. Every moment without a bite on the line is a moment of failure. He is a slave to his work. The other is the fisherman of hishtadlut. He also goes to the sea. He also prepares his nets with excellence and chooses his spot with wisdom. But he does so with a song in his heart. He knows that he is not the one who creates the fish. He knows that the master of the universe is the one who guides the fish into his net. His job is simply to be there with his net in the water, ready to receive. He is a partner. His work is a joyful act of faith. Which fisherman do you think is more likely to have a successful and happy life? Tonight, as you sleep, your entire relationship with work and effort is being fundamentally healed and transformed. You are releasing the anxiety, the stress, the burnout, the feeling that it all depends on you. You are embracing a new, holy model of action. Inspired, joyful, and trust-filled action. You are learning to listen to the divine guidance within you, the whispers of your soul that show you where to dig your ditch, what vessel to build, where to cast your net. Your work is becoming a form of worship, an act of partnership with the divine, a joyful expression of your unique, creative power. Let this new, holy understanding of effort reshape your entire professional life as you sleep. I am a joyful, inspired, and powerful partner with God in the creation of my wealth. My focused, Intelligent effort is the physical vessel I create to receive God's infinite and miraculous blessing. I work with a calm mind, a joyful heart, and a focused spirit, knowing that the results are in the loving hands of my divine partner. I hereby release all anxiety, all stress, and all fear around my work. I replace it with a profound sense of trust, of purpose, and of partnership. I am divinely guided to the right actions, the right opportunities, and the right vessels to build for my ever-expanding abundance. My work is a holy act, a sacred dance of partnership with the Creator of the universe. I am honored to play my part. I do my part with excellence, with integrity, and with joy, and I allow God to do His part with infinite generosity and miraculous power. My actions are blessed. My efforts are sanctified. My work is a channel for magnificent and often surprising results. And for this, I am deeply grateful. Sleep now in the peaceful, satisfying rest that follows holy work. Your hands are being blessed. Your efforts are being sanctified. You are becoming a master of the sacred dance between effort and trust, between doing and allowing. And your life is becoming a masterpiece of this divine human partnership. Rest now, holy partner. Your work is good. Shalom. Day 6. The Trust of a Prince. Bitachon. Welcome, my friend, to the 6th night of our transformational program. We have built the holy vessel of action, the Hishtadlut. Tonight, we fill that vessel with the most precious, most powerful, and most peace-inducing substance in the entire universe. Tonight, we immerse ourselves completely in the royal consciousness of Bitachon. We have touched upon this concept, but tonight we make it the absolute central focus of our meditation. Bitachon is a word that is often translated as trust or faith, but it is so much more. Emunah, faith, is the foundational belief that God exists and that He can help you. Bitachon is a higher level of consciousness. It is the unshakable, anxiety-free, moment-to-moment certainty that God is helping you, right now, in this very breath, and that the outcome of every situation is being perfectly orchestrated for your ultimate and eternal good. It is the consciousness of a prince, the beloved son of the king. The prince does not worry about the economy of the kingdom. He does not lie awake at night, fretting about the supply chains or the state of the royal treasury. He knows in his very bones that his father, the king, is infinitely wise, infinitely powerful, and infinitely loving, and that his every true need will be met with grace and with abundance. He lives in a state of profound and joyful security. This, my friend, is your natural state. You are a child of the King of Kings. You are spiritual royalty. It is time to remember how to live like it. The primary enemy of Bitachon is worry. Worry is a form of prayer. It is a deep and focused meditation on what you do not want. It is a profound misuse of your divine, God-given power of imagination. Every moment you spend worrying about money, you are actively praying for more financial problems. You are sending a clear, powerful signal to the universe that you are a person of lack and fear. And the universe, the faithful mirror, responds by giving you more things to be fearful about. The great Hasidic master Rabbi Nachman of Breslov taught that worry is a sin. This is a shocking statement. Why? Not because it is a lack of faith, but because it is a denial of reality. The ultimate reality is that God is in control, and everything He does is for the good. To worry is to live in a fantasy world, a dark and frightening illusion of your own fearful creation. Bitachon is the courageous and joyful return to reality. Imagine you are on a ship in the middle of a great storm. The waves are crashing, the wind is howling. If you believe you are the captain, and that the ship's survival depends on you alone, you will be filled with terror. But what if you knew that the captain of the ship was the greatest, most experienced, and most loving captain who ever lived? What if you knew that this captain had navigated this very storm 1,000,000 times before and had never once lost a ship? You would still see the storm. You would still feel the rocking of the boat, but your inner state would be one of peace. You would say, "The captain is in control. I can rest." Bitachon is the knowing that the greatest captain is at the helm of your life, and that he is steering you through every storm to a safe and beautiful harbor. As you sleep tonight, the deep-seated, culturally ingrained habit of worry is being dissolved from your nervous system. The neural pathways of anxiety that have been carved into your brain are being gently and lovingly rerouted. Your mind is being retrained to default to trust, not to fear. You are learning to catch the very first spark of worry as it arises, and to extinguish it immediately with the cool, clear water of your bitachon. You are learning to say to that fearful thought, "Ah, there is that old story of fear. I recognize you, but I no longer believe you. You are a ghost. I know the truth. The truth is that I am held, I am guided, and I am loved. The truth is that my Father is the King, and He is taking care of everything perfectly." This is not a passive state of resignation. The prince still has his duties. He learns, he trains, he serves the kingdom with all his might. But he does it all with an underlying sense of peace, of security, of joyful purpose. This is the sacred synthesis of Hishtadlut, Day 5, and Bitachon, Day 6. You do your part, but you do it with the heart of a prince. You make the sales call, but you are not attached to the outcome, knowing that God is the one who makes the sale. You build the business, but you know that its success comes from God. You plant the seed, but you know that it is God who makes it grow. This is the secret to effortless success. This is the path of the spiritual warrior, the royal child, the master of life. Let the royal peace of the Prince be your blanket tonight. Let it soothe every anxious corner of your soul and fill you with a profound and unshakable sense of well-being. I am a beloved child of the King of the universe, and I live with the serene, unshakable trust of a prince. I hereby release the habit of worry, now and forever. I embrace the ultimate reality of divine providence and perfect orchestration. I trust with my whole heart that my every true need is being met, perfectly and on time, in ways that are often beyond my understanding. I do my part with joy, with excellence, and with passion, and I joyfully leave the results to my divine Father, the King, who loves me without limit. My mind is a fortress of peace, a sanctuary of trust. No thought of fear, of doubt, or of anxiety can find a home within me. I am not the lonely manager of the universe. I am a beloved child, resting in the omnipotent and loving care of the One who is. My bitachon is my ultimate security. It is my greatest wealth. It is my most powerful tool for creation. It is my peace that passes all understanding. I am safe. I am provided for. All is well. And all will always, always be well. And for this I am eternally grateful. Sleep now, Your Highness. Sleep the deep, untroubled, and restorative sleep of royalty. The kingdom is secure. Your future is bright with promise. And your Father, the King, is watching over you with infinite, unconditional love. Rest in his embrace. Shalom. Day 7. The Sabbath of the Soul. Menuchat HaNefesh. Welcome, my friend, to the seventh night, a night of profound and holy significance. We have labored for 6 days in the garden of the soul, planting, watering, and building. And now, just as the Creator of the universe ceased his work on the seventh day, looked upon all that he had made and declared it very good, so too tonight we bring the work of our first week to a state of holy, integrative rest. Tonight we cultivate the ultimate state of wealth consciousness, the very goal of our entire journey, which is Menuchat HaNefesh, the Sabbath of the soul. Menuchat HaNefesh is the deep, internal state of being that reflects the outer holiness and peace of the Shabbat day. It is a state of profound inner tranquility, of feeling whole, complete, and lacking absolutely nothing. It is the end point of the spiritual journey. But, paradoxically, it is also the starting point of all true and lasting creation. The Talmud teaches that the greatest vessel for blessing is peace. When you are in a state of inner turmoil, of anxiety, of constant, restless striving, you are like a cup that is being violently shaken. It is impossible to fill a shaking cup. To receive the full, overflowing measure of God's blessing, you must first become still. You must become a vessel of peace. Tonight, we cease all building. We cease all planting. We cease all doing. We simply rest in the beautiful, fragrant garden we have cultivated together over the past 6 nights. We allow the potent seeds of belief, the expansive vision of the giver, the radiant joy of gratitude, the creative power of the word, the dignified vessel of action, and the serene trust of the prince to integrate, to settle, to become a permanent and inseparable part of the very fabric of our being. Tonight is a night of deep cellular absorption. Your soul is marinating in these truths, allowing them to permeate every aspect of your consciousness, from the highest realms of your spirit to the very cells of your body. You are not learning anymore, you are becoming. This state of menuchat hanefesh is the ultimate wealth. A person can have millions, even billions of dollars, but if they do not possess this inner peace, this soul Sabbath, they are desperately poor. Their life is a frantic, noisy, and ultimately empty affair. And a person can have very little in their bank account, but if they possess this inner tranquility, this deep knowing that all is well, they are the richest person on earth. This is the treasure we are truly seeking. The outer wealth, the money, the assets, the beautiful things, these are simply the physical reflection of this inner state of peace. When you achieve the inner state of menuchat hanefesh, the outer wealth must follow, as surely and as naturally as a reflection follows the person who casts it. The universe rushes to adorn in gold the soul that is at peace. There is a story of a king who had a magical diamond. It was so large and so perfect that it was the centerpiece of his treasury. One day the diamond developed a deep scratch. The king was distraught and called all the jewelers in the kingdom. One by one they looked at the diamond and declared that nothing could be done. The scratch was too deep. To polish it out would be to ruin the diamond. Finally, an old, wise jeweler came. He looked at the diamond for a long time. "I can fix it, Your Majesty," he said. The king, overjoyed, gave him the diamond. A week later, the jeweler returned. The king looked at the diamond and gasped. The scratch was gone, but in its place the jeweler had engraved the most magnificent, intricate rose. He had not removed the scratch. He had incorporated it into a work of art, making the diamond more beautiful and more valuable than it had ever been before. The scratch became the stem of the rose. Menuchat hanefesh is the wisdom of this old jeweler. It is the ability to not be disturbed by the scratches of life, the problems, the challenges. It is the ability to rest in a deep peace, knowing that the master artist of the universe is incorporating every scratch, every challenge, every seeming imperfection into a magnificent unfolding masterpiece. From this place of deep rest, you can look upon your life's challenges not with fear, but with a peaceful curiosity, wondering, What beautiful rose is God carving from this scratch? As you sleep tonight, you are entering this holy Sabbath of the soul. You are letting go of all doing, all trying, all becoming. You are simply resting in the perfection of your own being as it is right now. You are whole. You are complete. You lack nothing. You are a perfect and beloved child of God, resting in the loving, peaceful embrace of your Creator. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to achieve. There is only to be. To be this peace. To be this wholeness. To be this rest. Let the profound healing peace of the inner Sabbath be your sanctuary tonight. Let it heal you, restore you, and make you whole on every level of your being. Tonight, I enter the holy sanctuary of my soul's Sabbath. I am at peace. I am at rest. I am home. I release all striving, all effort, all desire, all need to control. I surrender into the perfection of this moment. I am whole and complete, right here, right now. My inner peace is my greatest wealth. It is the source of all my blessings, the magnet for all my good. I am a still, silent, and peaceful vessel, and I am now ready to be filled to overflowing with the light and abundance of the universe. I rest in the finished work of my own creation. I look upon the garden we have planted this week, and I declare, it is very good. I lack nothing. I need nothing. I am everything I need to be, right here, right now. The entire universe is within me. My soul is at rest, and from this deep, silent rest, all my true power is born. My peace is my power. Shabbat Shalom. Peace unto you, my soul. My soul is at peace. And in this profound, unshakable peace, I find my ultimate, eternal abundance. Sleep now in the holy, silent, and all-encompassing peace of the Sabbath. The first week of our work is complete. The foundation is laid. You are a new creation, a new vessel, ready for even greater light. Rest now. Rest in your perfection. Rest in your peace. Shalom. Shalom. Day 8. The Divine Investment. Ma'aser. We welcome back, my friend, the beginning of a new week, a new level of transformation. The number 8 in Jewish mysticism represents the realm beyond nature, the realm of the miraculous. Having rested in the holy Sabbath of the soul, we now arise with new energy to engage with the world in a way that transcends the natural laws of economics and enters the realm of the miraculous. Tonight, we learn the secret of the ultimate investment strategy, a spiritual technology for wealth creation so powerful, so counterintuitive, and so guaranteed that it has been practiced in secret by our people for thousands of years. Tonight, we unlock the holy power of Ma'aser, the tithe. The Torah commands us in multiple places to give 1/10 of our earnings, our Ma'aser, back to God, by supporting the teachers, the scholars, the Levites, and the poor. On the surface, to the eye of the uninitiated, this may seem like a tax, a loss of 10% of your hard-earned income. But the great sages, the masters of the inner dimension of Torah, reveal a breathtaking secret. The Hebrew word for tithe, ma'aser, is composed of the same letters as the Hebrew word for wealth, osher. The Torah is giving us a code, a divine cipher. It is telling us that the path to true, lasting wealth is through the gateway of the tithe. It is not that you become wealthy despite giving a tenth away. It is that you become wealthy because you give a tenth away. This is not a metaphor. It is a law of spiritual physics. In the book of the prophet Malachi, God says something he says nowhere else in the entire Torah. He says, "Bring the full tithe into the storehouse, and test me now in this, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven, and pour out for you a blessing ad bli dai, until there is no more room to contain it." This is the only area in our entire relationship with the Creator where He explicitly invites us, even challenges us, to test Him. It is a divine challenge, a holy dare. "Invest 1/10 with me," God says, "and see if I don't give you a return that overwhelms you, a blessing so great you won't have room to store it." Ma'aser is not charity. Charity is a righteous act of giving to the poor from what is yours. Ma'aser is a different category altogether. It is not a donation. It is a divine investment. It is the act of making God your senior business partner. When you set aside and give your 10% first, before you pay your bills, before you spend on yourself, you are making a powerful declaration. You are declaring that you know that you are not the ultimate source of your income. You are declaring that God is the true source of all your wealth, and you are joyfully giving Him His rightful share as the senior partner. And what happens when you have God as your business partner? Your business becomes divinely protected. Your investments become divinely guided. Your income becomes divinely amplified. You are no longer operating on your own limited power, your own finite wisdom. You are operating with the infinite resources, the infinite wisdom, and the infinite good fortune of the Creator of the entire universe. There is a famous story of a man who was a pious tither. His fields produced 100 barrels of wheat each year, and he would faithfully give 10 barrels to the poor. His neighbor, a scoffer, would mock him. "You fool! You work all year and then give away 10%. Let this divine investment strategy become a part of your financial DNA as you rest." "I joyfully, eagerly, and faithfully give 1/10 of all my increase back to the source of all increase." Maaser is not a loss. It is my single greatest and most secure investment. It is my partnership with the infinite. I hereby make God my senior partner in all my financial affairs, in my business, in my career, and in my investments. By giving the first 1/10, I sanctify the remaining 90%, opening it to miraculous protection, growth, and multiplication. I joyfully accept God's challenge to test me now in this. I am ready, willing, and eager for the windows of heaven to open and pour out a blessing I cannot contain. My giving is an act of profound faith and unshakable trust, and my returns are guaranteed by the Creator and Sustainer of the universe. I am a divine investor. My portfolio is managed by the Infinite One. My success is assured. The more I invest with God, the more He invests in me. My wealth is a living testament to our sacred and prosperous partnership. Sleep now in the profound and unshakable security of this divine partnership. Your finances are now under new management. You have the greatest partner, the most brilliant investor, the wealthiest backer in the universe on your team. Your success is not just likely, it is divinely, miraculously, and absolutely assured. Rest in this certainty. Shalom. Day 9. The Mind of a King. Moshin de Gadlut. On this 9th night of our journey, we delve into a profound Kabbalistic secret of consciousness itself, a secret that is the key to moving from being a subject of your circumstances to being the sovereign of your reality. We have spoken of being a prince, a child of the king. Tonight, we learn to cultivate the mind of the king himself. This is the consciousness known in the mystical tradition as Moshin de Gadlut, which literally translates to the large mind or expanded consciousness. It is the polar opposite of Moshin de Katnut, the small mind or constricted consciousness of the ego, which is perpetually fearful, reactive, and focused on lack and limitation. Moshin de Gadlut is the mindset of the Creator. It is a mind that sees the big picture, that understands the interconnectedness and unity of all things, that operates from a place of infinite possibility and creative power. The small mind, the Moshin de Katnut, sees problems. The large mind, the Moshin de Gadlut, sees opportunities for growth and for service. The small mind sees limitations and obstacles. The large mind sees challenges to be creatively and joyfully overcome. The small mind is obsessed with survival and security. The large mind is focused on creation and expansion. The small mind asks, "What if I fail? What will people think?" The large mind asks, "What magnificent world can I create? What great service can I render?" To cultivate Moshin de Gadlut is to learn to think like God. How does God think? He thinks in terms of systems, of principles, of long-term vision. He is not reactive to circumstances. He is the creative force that originates circumstances. He is not worried about the details of one failing business or one difficult employee. He is focused on the grand, unfolding design of redemption and revelation. When you are trapped in Moshin de Katnut, you are obsessed with the details of your problems. You are stuck in the weeds, seeing only the mud on your boots. To shift to Moshin de Gadlut is to metaphorically rise up in a divine helicopter and see the entire landscape of your life from a God's eye view. From this higher perspective, you can see the path through the forest that you could not see from the ground. You can see that the obstacle you thought was a solid wall was actually a hidden doorway. You can see that the person you thought was your enemy was actually your greatest teacher. This expanded consciousness is the true source of all strategic genius, all brilliant innovation, and all massive, world-changing wealth creation. The great leaders and builders of the world in any field are those who operate, consciously or unconsciously, from Mochin de Gadlut. They do not get bogged down in the small stuff. They hold a grand, compelling vision, and they align all their resources, all their energy, and all their people to bring that vision into reality. Tonight, you are becoming one of them. You are consciously and deliberately awakening the king within you. There is a teaching that every person has a king point in their soul, a point of sovereignty and creative power. For most people, this king is in exile, dethroned by the noisy, fearful democracy of the ego's many competing desires and fears. The work of spiritual growth is a monarchist revolution. It is the work of overthrowing the fearful democracy of the ego and re-enthroning the wise, benevolent, and powerful king of the soul. When the king is on his throne, the entire kingdom of your life comes into order. Your emotions become his loyal subjects. Your thoughts become his wise advisors. Your body becomes his faithful servant, and your finances become his overflowing treasury. As you sleep tonight, you are experiencing this royal coronation. Your consciousness is expanding beyond its old, self-imposed limits. You are rising above the petty concerns and anxieties of your daily life, and connecting with the vast, serene, and powerful mind of your own divine soul, your neshama. You are beginning to see your life, your career, and your finances not as a series of problems to be solved, but as a grand, creative project to be joyfully undertaken. You are moving from being a pawn in the game of life to being the chess master, in partnership with the ultimate chess master. Let the expansive, royal consciousness of the king be your reality tonight as you sleep. I am expanding my mind beyond all limitation. I am consciously activating my Mochin de Gadlut, my expanded royal consciousness. I see my life and my world from a higher, God's eye perspective. I see the big picture, the grand design, the hidden perfection in all things. I am not a mere problem solver, reacting to a world that happens to me. I am a world creator, originating circumstances from a place of vision and power. I think in terms of systems, of principles, of vision, and of infinite possibility. I am a master strategist for the kingdom of light. I hereby release the small, constricted mind of fear, of lack, and of the ego. I embrace the expanded, peaceful, and powerful consciousness of my divine soul. I am a brilliant strategist, a visionary leader, and a benevolent sovereign of my own reality. The king within me is now enthroned. The mind of the king is my mind. The thoughts of the Creator are my thoughts. I am a channel for divine wisdom and creative genius. From this expanded royal consciousness, I create worlds of wealth, of wonder, and of wisdom. My kingdom is one of overflowing abundance and light. Sleep now in the vast, peaceful and powerful kingdom of your own expanded mind. You are no longer a subject of your circumstances. You are the sovereign. You are the ruler. You are the king. And your kingdom of wealth is at hand. Long live the king. Shalom. Day 10. The blessing of debt, the mitzvah of lending. Welcome to the 10th night. We have reached a new level of our journey, a level of maturity and responsibility. Tonight, we will confront a topic that for many is a source of great fear, shame and anxiety. The topic of debt. But we will look at it through the clear, compassionate and wise lens of the Torah, and in doing so, we will transform it from a source of fear into a potential source of blessing and a tool for spiritual growth. The Torah commands us in the book of Exodus, "If you lend money to any of my people with you who is poor, you shall not be like a moneylender to him, and you shall not exact interest from him." This is the famous prohibition of ribbit, of charging interest on a loan to a fellow Jew. But embedded within this prohibition is a powerful, positive commandment. The commandment to lend, to help another in their time of need, to extend a hand of support. The great sage Maimonides teaches in his Laws of Charity that the highest form of tzedakah, higher than giving an anonymous gift, is not a handout, but a loan that allows a person to get back on their feet, to start a business, and to regain their dignity and their self-sufficiency. But there is a deeper, more mystical secret here. The relationship between the lender and the borrower is a physical, earthly reflection of the ultimate relationship between God and man. God, the ultimate lender, gives us life, energy, talent, and resources on credit. He gives us a soul, a body, a world to live in. Our job, our entire purpose in life, is to use those divinely loaned resources to create value, to grow, to build, and to repay the loan by bringing more goodness, more holiness, and more light into the world. When you lend to another person without interest, motivated by a pure desire to help, you are mimicking God. You are acting like God. And the mystical principle is, when you act like God, you connect yourself to His infinite flow of resources. You become a channel for His energy in the world. Furthermore, the act of lending is a profound declaration of faith. It is a powerful statement that you believe in the future. It is a statement that you believe in the other person's potential to succeed. And most importantly, it is a statement that you believe that your own sustenance does not depend on the small amount of money you are lending. You are declaring that you are a channel, not a reservoir, and that you trust that the flow of abundance into your own life will continue and even increase because of your act of trust. This act of faith opens the floodgates of heaven in a powerful way. But what about being in debt yourself? For many, this is a state of shame and fear. The Torah's perspective is also revolutionary here. While it is certainly not an ideal state to be in, being in debt is not a moral failure. It is a part of the economic cycle of life. The key is how you handle it. To be a holy borrower is to be scrupulously honest, to communicate clearly and proactively with your lender, and to have every sincere intention of repaying your debt as quickly as your circumstances allow. When you do this, your debt itself can become a source of blessing. It can be a powerful motivator to be more creative, more disciplined, and more focused. It can be a teacher of humility and of financial discipline. And when you finally repay it, the sense of freedom, of integrity, and of gratitude you feel is a powerful vessel for future wealth. You have proven yourself to be a trustworthy steward, and you are now ready for greater responsibility. There is a story of a Hasid who fell into a terrible debt. He owed a large sum to the local Poritz, the nobleman, and the deadline was approaching. He had no way to pay. He went to his Rebbe in despair. The Rebbe told him, "Go home, and for the next week, every time you think of the Poritz, send him a mental blessing. Bless his health, his family, his fortune. See him as a channel of God's abundance to you, and bless the channel." The Hasid thought this was insane, but he had no other choice. For a week he diligently blessed the Poritz in his mind. The day the debt was due, he went to the nobleman's mansion, trembling. The Poritz came out, looked at him and said, "You know, for the past week I have been feeling unusually good. My health is better, my children are happy. I have decided to forgive your debt." The Hasid's act of blessing the channel of his debt transformed the entire reality. As you sleep tonight, your entire relationship with debt and lending is being healed and elevated. The fear and shame are being washed away, replaced by the clear, empowering light of Torah wisdom. You are learning to see lending as a holy act of partnership with God, and borrowing as a temporary state to be handled with dignity, with integrity, and even with blessing. You are becoming a master of the holy flow of capital, both as a giver and, when necessary, as a receiver. Let this new, holy perspective on the flow of money bring you profound peace and power. I see the concepts of lending and borrowing through the holy, wise, and compassionate eyes of the Torah. When I lend, I am acting like God. I am a channel of His support and blessing, and in doing so, I connect myself to His infinite flow. My lending is an act of profound faith in the future, in my fellow man, and in the infinite abundance of my source. If I am in a state of debt, I handle it with perfect integrity, with honesty, and with a sincere commitment to repay. My debt becomes a catalyst for my growth and my discipline. I hereby release all fear, all shame, and all anxiety around the topic of debt. It is a financial tool, and I am its wise and responsible master. I am a responsible, ethical, and blessed steward of both the money I lend and the money I may borrow. My financial relationships are holy, honest, and a source of great blessing for all involved. I am a master of the holy flow of capital, using it as a tool to create blessing, dignity, and opportunity for myself and for others. My financial world is a world of integrity, of trust, and of mutual support, and for this I am deeply grateful. Sleep now, free from the heavy, invisible chains of financial fear. You are no longer a slave to debt, nor are you a fearful hoarder of your assets. You are a divine conduit, a wise and benevolent manager of the King's treasury, circulating his wealth in the world with wisdom, with compassion, and with trust. And your wisdom is creating wealth and blessing for all. Shalom. Day 11. The Holy Partner, Shutafut. On this 11th night, we expand upon the powerful theme of partnership we touched upon with Ma'aser. Tonight, we explore the broader, foundational concept of Shutafut, partnership, as the fundamental structure of all holy, sustainable, and exponentially successful enterprise. The Talmud, the great sea of Jewish wisdom, is filled with intricate discussions about the laws of partnership, how to form them, how to manage them, how to dissolve them, because our sages understood that collaboration is a divine principle. God himself, the sages teach, chose to create the world in partnership. The Midrash tells us that when God was about to create man, he consulted with the ministering angels. He desires for us to emulate him by working together, by creating synergy, by building something greater than ourselves. In the world of scarcity, the default mindset is competition. For me to win, you must lose. It is a zero-sum game. This is the law of the jungle. But we are not animals. We are divine souls. In the world of abundance, the world of Torah, the mindset is collaboration. Let us win together. Let us create something new that blesses us both and the world. A holy partnership, a true shutafut, is one where 1 + 1 equals not 2, but 10, or 100, or 1,000. It is a spiritual synergy where the combined entity is far greater, more powerful, and more creative than the sum of its individual parts. This is because a true partnership, one based on deep trust, shared core values, and a common holy mission, creates a spiritual vessel that can draw down a much greater and more intense light than any individual can alone. Your first and most important partner, as we have learned, is God. But God works through people. Therefore, finding, cultivating and cherishing holy partnerships in your business and financial life is a primary spiritual task. A good partner is not just someone with a complementary skill set or a large bank account. It is someone with a complementary soul. It is someone you trust implicitly. Someone who shares your deepest values. Someone with whom you can have open, honest, and even difficult communication. Finding such a partner is a greater gift from heaven than finding a hidden treasure. It is a living treasure. There is a powerful story about 2 brothers who inherited a field from their father. They agreed to divide the field in half and work it separately. One brother was married and had a large family. The other brother was single. The single brother would lie awake at night and think, "It's not fair. My brother has a wife and many children to feed. He needs more than I do." So, in the middle of the night, he would secretly take sheaves of wheat from his side of the field and move them to his brother's side. The married brother would also lie awake at night and think, "It's not fair. I have a wife and children to comfort me in my old age. My brother is all alone. He needs more to provide for his future." So, in the middle of the night, he would secretly take sheaves of wheat from his side of the field and move them to his brother's side. This went on for years, and both brothers were perplexed as to why their own piles of wheat never seemed to diminish. One night they both had the same idea at the same time, and they met in the middle of the field, their arms full of wheat for the other. They dropped the wheat and embraced, weeping. And the sages say that on that spot, the spot of such selfless, holy partnership, God chose for the holy temple, the Beit HaMikdash, to be built. This is the power of true shutafut. It is the place where God's presence dwells. As you sleep tonight, you are becoming a person who attracts and cultivates such holy partnerships. You are releasing the lone wolf mentality, the ego's arrogant belief that I have to do it all myself, or no one can do it as well as I can. You are opening yourself to the exponential power of collaboration. You are learning to be both a good partner, trustworthy, generous, communicative, and forgiving, and to recognize a good partner when you see one. Your subconscious mind is now scanning your network, your community, and the entire world, and it is drawing to you, like a magnet, the people who are meant to be your partners on your journey to abundance, the brothers for your field. Furthermore, you are learning to see all your business relationships as potential partnerships. Your employees are not just your workers, they are your partners in creating value. Your customers are not just sources of revenue, they are your partners in the holy exchange of blessing. Your suppliers are not just vendors, they are your partners in the great chain of provision. When you begin to treat every stakeholder in your financial life with the respect and consideration due to a partner, you create a business ecosystem that is resilient, beloved, and profoundly, unshakably prosperous. Let the spirit of holy partnership guide your dreams and reshape your reality tonight. I am a powerful magnet for holy, prosperous, and synergistic partnerships. I hereby release the ego's need to do it all myself, and I joyfully embrace the exponential power of collaboration and teamwork. 1 + 1 = 100 in my sacred partnerships. Together, we create miracles. I attract partners who share my deepest values, my grandest vision, and my unwavering integrity. Our souls are aligned. I am a trustworthy, generous, communicative, and loyal partner. It is a joy and an honor to be in business with me. I see all my business relationships through the elevated lens of partnership. I treat everyone with the respect due to a partner. My employees, customers, and suppliers are my respected partners in our shared mission of creating abundance and blessing. Together, with God as our senior partner, and with my holy human partners, we create unimaginable wealth, joy, and blessing for ourselves and for the world. Sleep now, surrounded by the loving, powerful support of your partners, both seen and unseen. You are not alone on this journey. You are a vital and beloved part of a holy team, a sacred enterprise, and together you are truly, divinely unstoppable. Shalom. Day 12. The Power of Certainty. Vadai. Welcome to the 12th night of our program. We have spoken of faith and of trust. Tonight, we go one giant leap further. We cultivate the ultimate creative consciousness, the state of mind that the greatest tzaddikim, the righteous masters, used to perform open, reality-bending miracles. Tonight, we cultivate the consciousness of vadai, of absolute, unshakable certainty. Vadai is a state of mind so completely and totally aligned with a future reality that it experiences that reality as a present and undeniable fact. It is a level of conviction so absolute, so total, that it leaves zero room for doubt, zero room for worry, zero room for any other possibility. This is the creative power that split the sea. Nachshon ben Aminadav, the prince of the tribe of Judah, did not just believe God would split the sea. He did not just trust it would happen. He walked into the water with such absolute certainty that the sea had to split, that he kept walking until the water was up to his nostrils. And at that moment of ultimate, unshakable certainty, reality had no choice but to reconfigure itself to match his consciousness. The sea split. How is this humanly possible? It comes from the ultimate realization of the principle we call Ein od milvado, that there is nothing but God. If everything is God, and God is infinite potential, then any reality you can possibly imagine is not just a fantasy, it is a potential reality that already exists in potential. It is a parallel universe, a frequency that is already broadcasting in the great symphony of creation. The work of certainty is the work of tuning your entire being, your thoughts, your emotions, your very selves, to that frequency, so completely and so totally that it becomes your only reality. You are not trying to create something new out of nothing. You are simply choosing to inhabit a reality that already exists in the mind of God. Think of it like choosing a radio station. In this very room, right now, there are thousands of radio stations broadcasting. News, classical music, rock and roll, talk shows. They are all simultaneously real and present as frequencies. You do not create the music. You simply take your receiver, your radio, and you turn the dial until you are locked onto the frequency of the station you want to hear. Certainty is the act of locking your mental and emotional dial onto the frequency of your desired outcome, the frequency of overflowing abundance FM, and refusing to listen to anything else. You refuse to listen to the static of doubt from your ego. You refuse to tune in to the sad, depressing songs of the station of failure and lack. You keep your dial locked on your chosen reality, and you listen to that music so intently, you feel it in your bones so completely, that you forget any other station even exists. As you sleep tonight, you are developing this miraculous power of absolute certainty. Your subconscious mind is being trained to lock onto the reality of your overflowing abundance as a present tense fact. It is learning to experience the feelings of your success now, not as a future hope, but as a present, tangible reality. Close your inner eyes and feel it now. Feel the profound peace of complete financial freedom. Feel the exhilarating joy of being able to give to your loved ones and to charity with extravagant generosity. Feel the deep, unshakable security of knowing you are always and forever provided for. You are living in the end result. And because you are living in it in your inner world with such absolute, unshakable certainty, the outer world, the great mirror of consciousness, must, by divine law, rearrange itself to reflect your inner state. It has no choice. It is the law of creation. This is the most advanced form of prayer. It is a prayer that is not a request, but a decree. It is not a supplication, but a declaration. It is the calm, powerful, and unwavering statement of fact. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am successful. You say it not to try to convince yourself, but because you are so utterly convinced that you cannot say anything else. It is the simple, calm, powerful, and world-creating statement of what is. Let this unshakable, sea-splitting certainty be the very foundation of your dreams tonight. I am a being of absolute, unshakable certainty in my success, my health, and my abundance. My desired reality of overflowing wealth already exists as a finished fact in the mind of God, and I am now tuning my entire being to its frequency. I live in the end result. I feel the profound joy, the deep peace, and the exhilarating freedom of my financial success, right here, right now. My certainty is the most powerful creative force in the universe. It is the engine that shapes my physical reality. I hereby release all doubt. I starve all fear. I banish all worry. I allow no other possibility into the sacred space of my mind. My success is a foregone conclusion. I am locked onto the frequency of wealth, of health, and of happiness. It is my only reality. It is my home. My word is law in my reality. My certainty is my power. What I declare with absolute, unwavering conviction becomes my world. And I declare my world to be one of magnificent abundance. It is done. It is a fact. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am blessed. And for this, I am profoundly and eternally grateful. Sleep now in the peaceful, powerful, and unshakable reality of your own certain success. There is no question. There is no doubt. There is no hope. There is only knowing. It is simply so. Rest in this knowing. Rest in your magnificent, already existing wealth. Shalom. Day 13. The Wealth of Wisdom, Chokhmah. On this 13th night, a number representing unity and love, we seek the ultimate treasure, the one asset that can never be taken from you, the wealth that creates all other forms of wealth. Tonight, we embark on a quest for Chokhmah, divine wisdom. The richest and wisest man who ever lived, King Solomon, was given a choice by God in a dream. He could ask for anything he wanted. He did not pray for gold or for military power or for long life. He prayed for one thing: a wise and understanding heart. And God replied, "Because you have asked for this thing, and have not asked for yourself long life or riches or the life of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern what is right, behold, I have done according to your word. Behold, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has been no one like you before you, and no one like you shall arise after you. I have also given you what you have not asked, both riches and honour." This is one of the most profound lessons in the entire Torah. Because Solomon asked for the root, wisdom, God gave him all the branches as well. True, lasting wealth is not money. Money is a shadow. True wealth is the wisdom to know how to create, manage, use, and circulate money in a holy, productive, and life-enhancing way. What is this chokhmah? It is, first and foremost, the deep understanding and integration of the spiritual laws of abundance that we have been learning in this program. It is knowing the physics of creation. But it is also practical, worldly wisdom. It is the knowledge of your industry, the deep understanding of your customers' needs, the mastery of your craft. The Torah does not advocate for a foolish or ignorant piety. It advocates for excellence in all things. Whatever your hand finds to do, King Solomon himself says in Ecclesiastes, do it with all your might. To be a holy artisan, a holy entrepreneur, a holy investor, is to strive to be the best in your field. It is to commit yourself to being a lifelong learner, to constantly growing, to refining your skills, to staying on the cutting edge. This pursuit of excellence is a form of worship. It is honoring the magnificent gifts and the powerful intellect that God has graciously given you. As you sleep tonight, you are awakening within yourself a deep, passionate hunger for wisdom. You are becoming a lifelong learner, an eternal student. You are releasing the arrogance of the ego that believes it knows it all, and embracing the holy humility of the student who knows that the more he learns, the more he realizes he has to learn. Your subconscious mind is being programmed to seek out knowledge, to absorb information like a sponge, to find the right mentors, to read the right books, to ask the right questions. You are becoming a living, breathing vessel for chokhmah. Furthermore, you are learning to distinguish between mere information and true wisdom. Our world is drowning in information. Wisdom is rarer than diamonds. Information is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. Information is knowing the facts. Wisdom is the ability to see the underlying principles, to connect the dots in a novel way, to know what is truly important and what is just noise. It is the ability to make good decisions, not just in business, but in all areas of life. It is the ability to see the long-term consequences of your actions. This deep wisdom, this chokhmah, is not something you can get just from a book or a course. It is a gift from heaven, a divine illumination that is granted to those who sincerely ask for it and who have prepared their minds and their hearts to receive it. Tonight, like King Solomon in his dream, you are asking for a wise and understanding heart above all else. You are prioritizing the ultimate, eternal wealth over the superficial, temporary kind. And because you are asking for the root, you will be given all the branches as well. Your passionate pursuit of wisdom will become the unshakable foundation of a financial empire that is not only prosperous, but also stable, ethical, enduring, and a blessing to all. Let the love of wisdom fill your soul and illuminate your mind tonight. I seek wisdom, chokhmah, above all other treasures. It is my magnificent obsession. I am a passionate, lifelong learner, constantly growing in my knowledge, my skills, and my understanding. I pursue excellence in my work as a holy act of worship, honoring the gifts God has given me. Like King Solomon, I ask for a wise and understanding heart to guide all my decisions, big and small. I am a vessel for divine chokhmah. I am guided to the right knowledge, the right books, the right mentors, and the right insights at the perfect time. My wisdom is the unshakable foundation of my lasting generational wealth. I make brilliant, intuitive, and wise decisions that create ever-expanding abundance for myself, my family, and my community. Because I have the root of wisdom, I am blessed with all the branches of prosperity. Riches and honor are drawn to me as a natural consequence of my wise and understanding heart. Sleep now in the peaceful, luminous embrace of holy wisdom. Your mind is becoming clear, sharp, and brilliant. You are not just getting richer in your bank account, you are getting richer in your soul. And that, my friend, is the greatest and truest wealth of all. Shalom. Day 14, the second Sabbath, Menuchat HaNefesh 2. Welcome, my friend, to the 14th night. We have completed a second week of our sacred work together, a week of deep and powerful building. And so, once again, we honor the divine rhythm of creation. We enter the holy sanctuary of the inner Sabbath. We return to the state of Menuchat HaNefesh, the profound, soul-deep peace of a spirit at rest. But this is not the same Sabbath we experienced on day 7. You are not the same person you were a week ago. Your vessel has expanded. Your light has brightened. Your consciousness has been elevated. And so, the peace you are capable of experiencing tonight is deeper, richer, more resonant, and more powerful than ever before. Over the past week, we have built upon our foundation with masterful skill. We have embraced the miraculous divine investment strategy of Ma'aser, making God our senior business partner. We have expanded our minds into the royal, sovereign consciousness of Mochin de Gadlut. We have healed our relationship with debt and embraced the synergistic power of holy partnership. We have cultivated the sea-splitting power of certainty and committed ourselves to the passionate pursuit of wisdom. We have done great and holy work, and now we must rest. We must allow these new, advanced, and powerful teachings to be fully absorbed, integrated, and consolidated into our very being. We must give the master gardener of our subconscious the quiet, holy time to weave these new golden threads into the magnificent tapestry of our soul. This is the sacred rhythm of creation, the divine pulse of the universe. 6 days of work, 1 day of rest. 6 days of building, 1 day of being. 6 days of speaking, 1 day of silence. This rhythm is the key to all sustainable, long-term growth. A person who works for 7 days without rest, who is always pushing, always striving, will eventually burn out and collapse. Their growth will be a short-lived spike, followed by a crash. But a person who honors the divine rhythm of work and rest, of doing and being, can continue to grow in strength, in wisdom, and in power indefinitely. Their growth is a steady, upward spiral, reaching ever higher levels of capacity and of peace. Tonight, you are honoring this sacred rhythm. You are honoring your own soul's need for integration and for peace. And in this honoring, you find a new and deeper level of power. As you sleep tonight, I want you to feel the deep, resonant peace of a job well done. Feel the profound satisfaction of having completed another major stage of your inner construction. There is no need to push forward. There is no need to worry about what is next. There is only this moment. This holy, peaceful, and perfect moment of rest. You are resting not just from your outer work, but from your inner work as well. You are letting go of all techniques, all affirmations, all concepts. You are simply floating in the silent, loving, and luminous presence of your own divine self. You have come home once again. But the home has been renovated and expanded. It is larger, more beautiful, and more filled with light than you ever imagined. Imagine yourself sitting in a beautiful, peaceful garden at twilight. The work of the day is done. The air is cool and fragrant with the scent of jasmine and of rose. You are sitting in a comfortable chair, holding a warm cup of tea, and you are simply watching the stars begin to appear in the deep purple sky. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go, no one to be. You are simply present, in a state of profound and gentle contentment. This is Menuchat HaNefesh. This is your soul's home. And from this place, all true power, all true wealth, and all true joy are born. Let this deeper, richer, and more profound peace be your entire world tonight. Tonight I enter a new, deeper, and more expansive Sabbath of the soul. My peace is my paradise. I rest in the good, holy, and powerful work that has been accomplished within me this week. I am proud of my progress. I am grateful for my growth. I release all doing, all striving, all effort, and I simply allow myself to be. In this being, I find my true power. My vessel has expanded, and my capacity for peace, for joy, and for love has grown exponentially. This deep, silent inner peace is the fertile ground from which my next, even greater level of abundance will effortlessly spring forth. I honor the sacred, divine rhythm of work and rest, of doing and being, of speaking and silence. This rhythm is the key to my sustainable success. I am whole. I am complete. I am at peace. And this peace is my ultimate power and my ultimate wealth. Shabbat Shalom. Peace unto you, my soul. My soul is at peace, and my peace is the undeniable sign of my ever-expanding, divinely gifted wealth. Sleep now, my dear friend. Sleep the deep, restorative, and blissful sleep of the righteous. You have earned this rest. You have earned this peace. Let it fill you. Let it heal you. Let it prepare you for the final, most powerful week of our journey together, where we will bring all this work to its ultimate fruition. Rest now. Shalom, Shalom. Day 15. The Alacrity of the Soul. Zerizut. Welcome back, beloved friend, to the 15th day of our sacred program. We have rested in the deep. Why is this so? Because divine inspiration is like a flash of lightning in a dark forest. It is a momentary, brilliant gift of clarity, a window of opportunity that opens for a brief, precious moment, showing you the path. The person of Zerizut is the one who is spiritually athletic, poised and ready to leap through that window the moment it appears. The person who hesitates, who is weighed down by the heavy cloak of doubt and overanalysis, says, a window. I wonder if it's safe. I wonder what's on the other side. Maybe I should form a committee to analyze the window. By the time they have finished their analysis, the window has closed, the lightning has faded, and they are left in the dark forest once again, wondering why they never seem to get a break. In your financial life, these flashes of lightning are the brilliant business ideas that come to you in the shower, the divinely inspired investment insights that feel like a sudden knowing, the sudden, inexplicable urge to call a certain person or attend a certain event. These are not random thoughts. These are whispers from your neshama, your divine soul. They are encrypted communications from your senior partner, God. Zerizut is the practice of honoring these sacred whispers with immediate, focused action. It is the profound trust that the inspiration is real and the moment is now. This is how fortunes are built. This is how empires of light are created. Not by years of laborious, uninspired planning alone, but by moments of inspired, intuitive action, seized with enthusiasm and with unshakable faith. Think of Abraham, our father, the ultimate exemplar of Zerizut. In the ultimate test of his life, the binding of Isaac, God says to him, "Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a sacrifice." This is an incomprehensible command. And what does Abraham do? Does he procrastinate? Does he ask for a second opinion? No. The Torah tells us, "Vayashkem Avraham baboker," and Abraham rose early in the morning. He saddled his donkey, took his son, and went. He acted with zerizut. He trusted the call, however difficult, and he moved. And in that movement, in that swift, unquestioning action, he became the father of our people and the ultimate channel for a blessing to all of humanity. As you sleep tonight, you are awakening this powerful quality of Abraham within your own soul. You are overcoming the spiritual inertia of procrastination, of perfectionism, of the fear of making a mistake. You are becoming a person who is poised, ready, and excited to act on divine guidance. You are learning to distinguish between the fearful, paralyzing hesitation of the ego and the wise, swift, and decisive action of the soul. The ego always wants to wait, to gather more information, to avoid risk at all costs. The soul knows that the greatest risk is to ignore the divine call to action. The soul knows that in action itself is the blessing, the learning, and the revelation. This does not mean being reckless or impulsive. Zerizut is not the opposite of wisdom. It is the servant of wisdom. It is a swiftness that is born of the deep clarity we cultivated on day 13, not of anxiety or a fear of missing out. It is the action of the master swordsman, who can wait in perfect stillness for hours, breathing calmly, and then, when the perfect moment of opportunity appears, acts with blinding, decisive, and victorious speed. Tonight, you are becoming this spiritual master. You are learning the art of holy timing, the sacred dance between patient, receptive waiting and swift, powerful, world-changing action. Let the holy fire of Zerizut be kindled within you as you sleep, burning away the dross of hesitation and doubt. I am a person of Zerizut, of swift, joyful, and divinely inspired action. I am a spiritual athlete. I honor the sacred whispers of my soul with immediate, focused attention and decisive action. I am a master of the holy moment. When a divine opportunity appears, I leap through the window with enthusiasm and with unshakable faith. I hereby overcome the inertia of procrastination, perfectionism, and doubt. I embrace the power of acting in the now. I am poised, prepared, and joyfully ready to act on divine guidance. My timing is always perfect. I am not reckless, I am decisively guided. My speed is a function of my inner clarity and my profound trust. Like Abraham, our father, I hear the divine call and I move, trusting that the path will be revealed in the walking and the resources will be provided in the doing. My swift, inspired action is the holy vessel that captures the lightning of divine opportunity. I am a master of the moment, and the moment is always now. Sleep now, in this state of poised, powerful readiness. Your spirit is becoming light, swift, and potent. You are no longer weighed down by the heavy chains of hesitation. You are a spiritual athlete, a holy warrior, ready to run the race, to win the prize, to build the kingdom. And when the call comes, and it will come, you will be ready. Shalom. Day 16. The currency of creation, Zeman. On this 16th night, we turn our attention to the most precious, most mysterious, and most misunderstood asset you possess. It is an asset that, once spent, can never be recovered. It is the one resource that is distributed to every human being on this planet, rich or poor, wise or foolish, with perfect, unassailable equality. Tonight, we explore the holy mystery of Zeman, of time. In the modern secular world, we have a saying, time is money. But in the world of Torah, this is a profound understatement, almost a desecration. Time is not money. Time is life. Time is the raw material of creation itself. It is the currency of the soul. How you spend your time is the ultimate and most accurate indicator of your true values, your real priorities, and your ultimate destiny. You can lose a fortune and, with the wisdom you are gaining, make it back. You cannot lose an hour and make it back. Therefore, to become a master of wealth, you must first become a master of time. To be rich in money, you must first be rich in your use of time. King David, the sweet singer of Israel, cries out in the Psalms, Limnot Yameinu Kain Hodah, V'navi Levav Chochmah. Teach us to number our days, that we may get a heart of wisdom. This is not a morbid reflection on the shortness of life designed to make us sad. It is a powerful call to consciousness. It is a plea for the gift of intentionality. To number our days means to be acutely aware that each day, each hour, each moment is a precious, non-renewable and irreplaceable resource. It is a holy vessel. And you alone have the choice. You can fill that vessel with meaningful, productive, holy activity that moves you closer to your destiny, or you can allow it to be filled with the empty calories of distraction, with the poison of triviality, with the soul-crushing waste of mindless scrolling and pointless arguments. The choice is yours in every single moment. The person who is poor in their use of time will always be poor in money. They are constantly busy, but never productive. They are always reacting, never creating. They are a slave to the urgent but trivial demands of others. The person who is a master of their time, who uses it with ruthless focus, with divine intention, and with a sense of holiness, cannot help but become wealthy in all areas of life. Why? Because focused time is the ultimate leverage. An hour of deep, focused, inspired work is worth 100 hours of distracted, fragmented, half-hearted effort. By mastering your time, you are mastering your energy. And by mastering your energy, you are mastering your reality. As you sleep tonight, your entire relationship with time is being sanctified and revolutionized. You are moving from seeing time as an enemy that is always slipping away, something to be killed or passed, to seeing it as your most sacred possession, a divine gift to be cherished, honored, and invested with the wisdom of a master portfolio manager. Your subconscious mind is being programmed to value your time, to protect it fiercely from distraction, and to allocate it with precision to your highest priorities. You are becoming a person who lives with profound, unshakable intention. This means learning the holy art of saying no. To say no to the endless distractions, the trivialities, the energy vampires that seek to steal your precious, irreplaceable moments. And it means learning to say a powerful, resonant yes. A yes to the deep work that creates real, lasting value in the world. A yes to the learning that expands your mind and your soul. A yes to the quality time with loved ones that nourishes your heart. A yes to the holy moments of prayer, of meditation, of connection with nature that align you with the source of all time. This is the deep secret of the Jewish calendar, with its intricate and beautiful rhythm of days, weeks, months, and festivals. It is a system for the sanctification of time, for infusing every moment with meaning, with memory, and with purpose. Tonight, you are internalizing this divine system. You are creating your own inner calendar of holiness, your own personal schedule of greatness. You are becoming the master of your own clock. Let this new, holy valuation of time become your inner rhythm as you sleep. Time is my most precious and sacred asset, and I invest it with the wisdom and precision of a master. I am the sovereign of my time. I and I alone allocate it to my highest priorities, my greatest joys, and my most important work. I say a powerful and graceful no to distraction, to triviality, and to all that does not serve my holy mission. I say a resounding yes to deep, meaningful, and productive creation. Every hour of my day is a holy vessel, which I consciously fill with purpose, with power, with presence, and with peace. My focused time is my greatest leverage. It is the fulcrum upon which I move the world. It creates exponential, miraculous results in my life. I honor the sacred rhythm of my life, perfectly balancing intense, focused work with deep, restorative rest. I am a master of the divine pulse. I am not rushed. I am intentional. I do not lack time. I am a master of it. I have all the time in the world for what is truly important. By sanctifying my time, I sanctify my life, and my life becomes a magnificent masterpiece of wealth, of wisdom, of meaning, and of worth. Sleep now in the peaceful, spacious, eternal now. You are no longer a slave to the ticking clock. You are a master of the currency of creation. And with this profound mastery, you have all the time in the world to create the magnificent, abundant life you so richly desire and deserve. Shalom. Day 17. The courage to be great. Ometz Lev. Welcome, my friend, to the 17th night. We are entering the deep waters now, the holy of holies of our inner work. We have built the foundations. We have learned the strategies. We have gathered the tools. Tonight we must confront the final and most subtle saboteur of our success. It is an enemy that masquerades as a friend, an enemy called humility, an enemy called being realistic. Tonight we confront the fear of success itself, and we do so by cultivating the holy, lion-like attribute of Ometz Lev, a courageous heart. It is the courage to be great. This may sound strange, even paradoxical. Who would be afraid of success? Who would be afraid of wealth? But the soul knows. On a deep, subconscious level, many of us are terrified of our own light. We are afraid of the responsibility that comes with wealth and power. We are afraid of the visibility, the scrutiny that comes with greatness. We are afraid of the envy of others, of being the tall poppy that gets cut down. We are afraid of standing out, of leaving the comfortable, anonymous herd of mediocrity. And so we play small. We sabotage our own success. We get right to the very edge of our breakthrough, and then we unconsciously pull back, finding some excuse, some distraction, some self-destructive behavior to keep us in the familiar, painful, but safe territory of not quite. This is the ancient, tragic legacy of the spies. The 12 leaders of the tribes of Israel were sent to scout the Promised Land, a land literally flowing with milk and honey, a land of immense, giant-sized blessing. They saw that the land was exceedingly good, but 10 of them came back with a report of fear. They brought back the giant grapes, but they also brought back a giant-sized terror. We were like grasshoppers in our own eyes, they said, and so we were in their eyes. This is one of the most profound psychological statements in the entire Torah. Their fear was not an objective assessment of the giants. Their fear was a projection of their own inner sense of smallness. They did not feel worthy of the great, giant-sized destiny that awaited them. And because of their fear, because of their grasshopper consciousness, an entire generation was condemned to wander and die in the desert. They were standing at the very border of their promised land, but they did not have the Ometz Lev, the courageous heart, to cross over. How many of us are wandering in our own personal deserts, circling the mountain of our potential, right at the border of our promised land of abundance, because deep down we are afraid to be giants, because we are more comfortable, more familiar with seeing ourselves as grasshoppers. Tonight, this ancient, painful tragedy is being healed within you. You are releasing the spy consciousness forever. You are silencing the 10 voices of fear, of doubt, of be realistic. And you are amplifying the 2 voices of courage, the voices of Caleb and Joshua, who stood against the tide and declared, Alo na'ale, v'yarashnu ota, ki yahol nuchal la. Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. As you sleep, you are giving yourself full and unconditional permission to be great. You are giving yourself permission to be wealthy, to be powerful, to be influential, to be a giant. You are understanding in your bones that your greatness is not for you alone. It is for the world. God gave you your unique, magnificent gifts not for you to hide them under a bushel out of a false sense of humility, but for you to let them shine, to become a lighthouse, to illuminate the world, and to be a beacon for others to find their own way out of the darkness. To play small is not humility. It is a theft of the gift that God intended for the world through you. True humility is to have the courage to be as great, as powerful, and as magnificent as God created you to be. You are releasing the fear of what others will think. You are releasing the need to fit in. You are embracing your unique, divine, and magnificent destiny. You are ready to cross your personal Jordan River. You are ready to enter your promised land and to claim your inheritance. Let this holy, lion-like courage fill every fiber of your being as you sleep. I have the courage to be great. I have Ometz Lev, a courageous, lion-like heart. I hereby release, now and forever, all fear of success, of visibility, of my own power, and of my own light. I am ready to shine. I am not a grasshopper. I am a giant, created in the image of God, destined for a giant-sized blessing and a giant-sized impact. My greatness is a gift to the world. I let my light shine brightly, powerfully, and without apology, for the benefit of all. I am worthy of my promised land of abundance. I am worthy of my giant-sized dreams, and I am crossing the border now with courage and with joy. I release the need for the approval of others, and I fully embrace my own divine mission. I answer to an audience of one. I am a leader. I am a builder. I am a channel of immense blessing and transformative power. I was born for this. This is my time. Hineni, here I am. I am ready for my greatness. I am ready for my wealth. I am ready for my magnificent destiny, and I claim it now. Sleep now, in the powerful, fearless, and expansive embrace of your own reclaimed greatness. The desert of smallness is behind you. The promised land of your giant-sized potential is before you, and your heart is filled with the holy, unshakable courage to enter, to possess, and to build. You are a giant, and it is time to stand tall. Shalom. Day 18. The Wealth of Health, Briut. On this 18th night of our journey, a number that in Jewish tradition signifies life itself, Chai, we turn our focus to the very foundation of all earthly success, the physical vessel that contains all our other vessels. Tonight we honor, we cherish, and we cultivate the ultimate and most foundational asset, Briut, your physical health and vitality. The Rambam, the great Maimonides, who was not only one of the greatest Torah sages of all time, but also one of the greatest physicians of the medieval world, taught a revolutionary concept. He taught that maintaining a healthy and sound body is a fundamental way of serving God. Why? Because, as he writes, it is impossible for one to understand or to know anything of the Creator if he is sick. Your body is not a machine you inhabit. It is not a beast of burden to be worked until it breaks. It is the holy temple of your soul. It is the physical garment of the divine light that is you. To care for your body, to nourish it, to keep it strong, clean, and vibrant, is an act of profound spiritual respect. It is a way of honoring the magnificent, intricate masterpiece that God has created. In the frantic, often misguided pursuit of wealth, it is tragically easy to neglect this fundamental truth. We sacrifice sleep for one more hour of work. We eat processed, lifeless food for convenience. We allow the poison of stress to accumulate in our bodies, telling ourselves we will relax later. We treat our bodies like disposable tools, forgetting that they are the very vehicle of our entire life's journey. And in doing so, we commit the ultimate financial folly. For what is the point of accumulating a fortune if you do not have the health and vitality to enjoy it? What is the value of a magnificent palace if the king who lives in it is sick and bedridden? Your health is not just another asset on your balance sheet. It is the asset that allows you to enjoy all other assets. It is the true gold, the real. This is not about vanity or fitting into a certain size. This is about capacity. The more physical energy you have, the more creative power you can bring to your work, the more presence you can bring to your family, the more stamina you have for your holy mission. Your vitality is a direct and massive contributor to your bottom line. A mind that is clear and sharp because it is well rested and well nourished. A body that is strong and resilient because it is well cared for, is a mind and body that can create, innovate, negotiate, and perform at the highest, most masterful levels. By investing in your health, you are making the single most powerful and highest leverage investment in your financial future. Furthermore, your body is a physical mirror of your inner, emotional, and spiritual state. The stress you hold in your mind manifests as chronic tension in your shoulders and neck. The fear you hold in your heart can disrupt your digestion. The unexpressed anger can affect your liver. As we have been clearing the inner spiritual channels of your soul, so too tonight we clear the physical channels of your body. Imagine the golden light of Shephar, of divine abundance, that we invoked on the first night, now flowing into every single cell of your body. It is a divine, intelligent, healing light. It is washing away the acidic residue of stress, of fatigue, of neglect. It is repairing your DNA, rejuvenating your organs, and restoring your entire physical being to its perfect, divine blueprint of radiant health and boundless energy. Let this deep cellular healing and rejuvenation be your primary experience tonight as you sleep. My body is the holy temple of my soul, a magnificent masterpiece of divine creation, and I honor it, cherish it, and care for it as such. I am deeply committed to nourishing my body with vibrant, life-giving foods, with deep, restorative sleep, and with joyful, consistent movement. My health is my greatest wealth. My vitality is my greatest asset. It is the unshakable foundation of all my success, my happiness, and my prosperity. I hereby release all self-destructive habits and all neglect of my physical well-being. I embrace all practices that enhance my vitality, my strength, and my radiance. I am filled with boundless, radiant energy, with vibrant, unshakable health, and with a powerful, indomitable life force. I feel amazing in my body. My clear mind, my sharp focus, and my strong, energetic body are my greatest assets in the creation of my ever-expanding wealth. Every cell, every organ, every system in my body is now being healed, rejuvenated, and restored to its perfect, divine blueprint of health, vitality, and wholeness. I am new. I am alive. I am vibrant. I am healthy. I am strong. And from this powerful foundation of radiant health, I build my magnificent empire of abundance and light. Sleep now in the healing, life-giving, and rejuvenating embrace of this sacred, life-affirming night. Your body is being renewed. Your energy is being restored. You are awakening the powerful life force within you. And with this vibrant, healthy, and powerful body, you are truly, magnificently unstoppable. L'chaim, to life. Shalom. Day 19. The Multiplier Effect. Welcome, my friend, to the 19th night. We are approaching the pinnacle of our journey, the level of the Master Builder. Having cultivated a courageous heart and a vibrant, healthy body, we are now ready to learn the secrets of exponential, non-linear growth. Tonight, we move beyond the slow, laborious path of addition, and we embrace the thrilling, miraculous power of multiplication. Tonight, we learn the secret of the kefil, the multiplier effect. Most people, when they think about creating wealth, think in a linear way. They trade their time for money. To make more money, they must work more hours. This is the path of addition. It is the path of the employee, the path of the freelancer, the path of the small-time operator. It is an honourable path, but it is a limited one. It is slow, it is laborious, and it has a hard, unbreakable ceiling. You only have 24 hours in a day. The path to true, massive, generational wealth is the path of multiplication. It is the path of creating systems, of building assets, of leveraging your time and your energy so that you are no longer trading hours for dollars. It is the path of making money while you sleep. This is a divine principle, hardwired into the very fabric of creation. God did not create the world one atom at a time. He created a system. He created seeds. A single seed, a single apple, contains within it the blueprint and the potential for an entire orchard of thousands of apples. That is the power of multiplication. Your job as a shutaf, a co-creator with God, is to graduate from being an apple picker to becoming an orchard planter. It is to stop thinking like an employee who is paid for his time, and to start thinking like a creator of systems that generate value for thousands, even millions of people. What is a system? A system is anything that can create value without your direct, moment-to-moment involvement. A business with well-trained employees and efficient processes that can run without you is a system. A book you write once that continues to sell and inspire for years is a system. An investment portfolio that generates passive income is a system. A piece of software, an online course, a viral video that serves thousands or millions of customers automatically is a system. The creation of these systems is the highest form of hishtadlut, of holy effort. It is the effort that, once invested, multiplies itself 1,000-fold. As you sleep tonight, your mind is being fundamentally upgraded. We are uninstalling the old, limited operating system of addition and installing the new, expansive and powerful operating system of multiplication. You are starting to see the world not in terms of hours and dollars, but in terms of leverage and of systems. You are looking at your own work, your own skills, your own knowledge, and you are asking the master question: how can I systematize this? How can I turn my effort into an asset? How can I stop being the single apple and start planting the orchard? Your subconscious mind, the brilliant, superhuman strategist, is now working on this problem, generating ideas, seeing connections, and designing the very systems that will be the foundation of your lasting financial freedom. This requires a profound shift in your identity. You are not just a worker. You are an architect. You are not just a service provider. You are a system builder. This is the mindset of the true Torah millionaire. He does not work in his business. He works on his business. He is constantly looking for ways to remove himself from the day-to-day operations, not out of laziness, but out of a desire to serve more people and to create more value. He is creating something that has a life of its own, something that can continue to provide value and generate wealth even when he is on vacation or learning Torah or, most importantly, sleeping. There is a midrash that says that while Jacob was sleeping, with his head on the stone, God showed him a vision of a ladder reaching to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. The sages explain that the angels ascending were the angels of his own good deeds, his own focused efforts, which then empowered the angels descending to bring him blessings from above. Your systems are your ladders. They are the structures you build that allow your value to ascend to heaven, to reach a massive audience, and that in turn allows the blessings of heaven to descend upon you in a massive, multiplied way. Let this architectural, system-building mindset become your own tonight. I am a creator of systems. I am an architect of abundance. I am a planter of orchards. I think in terms of multiplication, of leverage, and of exponential growth, not just linear addition. I leverage my time, my energy, my knowledge, and my resources to create massive, world-changing value and exponential financial returns. I am constantly and creatively looking for ways to turn my personal effort into automated assets that work for me 24/7. I am building wealth that grows while I sleep, creating passive income streams that grant me true financial and spiritual freedom. I am graduating from being an operator to being an owner, from being an employee of my life to being the architect of my destiny. My mind is a brilliant system designer, creating elegant, efficient, and automated channels for my ever-expanding abundance. I am a master of the multiplier effect. My wealth, my impact, and my ability to give are now expanding exponentially for the good of all. Sleep now, as your inner architect designs the magnificent blueprints of your financial freedom. You are moving beyond the linear world of the mundane and entering the exponential, miraculous world of the Creator. You are not just earning a living, you are designing a legacy. And your wealth is about to multiply in ways you cannot yet even imagine. Rest in your power. Shalom. Day 20. The Legacy of Eternity. Netzach. On this 20th night, as we stand at the very threshold of completing our profound journey together, we lift our eyes from the horizon of our own lives to the vast, breathtaking horizon of eternity. Tonight, we infuse our entire quest for wealth with the ultimate meaning, the ultimate purpose, the ultimate why. We connect our work, our building, our striving to the holy, eternal principle of Netzach, a deep Hebrew word that means both eternity and victory. Tonight, we learn to build not just for ourselves, but for the generations. Tonight, we learn to create a legacy. What is the ultimate purpose of wealth? Is it merely for our own comfort, our own pleasure, our own security? The Torah teaches us, and life confirms, that this is a small and ultimately unfulfilling goal. A life lived only for oneself, no matter how luxurious, ends in a spiritual cul-de-sac. True, lasting, soul-satisfying joy comes from knowing that your life has made a difference, that your efforts will continue to bear fruit and to bless others long after you have left this world. The ultimate purpose of wealth is to be a powerful tool for building a legacy of goodness, of wisdom, of kindness, and of blessing that will ripple through the generations long after your name is but a distant memory. This is the mindset of the patriarchs, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They were not just building for themselves. They were not focused on their quarterly earnings. They were building for their children and their children's children, for a nation that would one day bless the entire world. They had a long-term, eternal vision. They were legacy builders. This eternal perspective, this legacy mindset, changes everything. When you are building for Netzach, for eternity, you make different decisions. You are no longer tempted by the short-term gain that comes at the expense of long-term integrity. You build things that are designed to last. You build businesses based on timeless values of honesty, quality, and service, not on fleeting trends. You create assets that will provide for your family, your community, and the causes you believe in for generations to come. You invest not just in stocks and bonds, but in people. You invest in education. You invest in the transmission of your most cherished values. As you sleep tonight, your vision is expanding beyond all previous limits. You are looking beyond the narrow confines of your own lifespan. You are beginning to think about your great-grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. You are asking yourself the ultimate soul-defining question. What legacy do I want to leave? When my story is told, hundreds of years from now, what will it be about? What will I have built that lasts? You are realizing in the deepest part of your being that the wealth you are creating is not truly yours. You are a steward. You are the temporary trusted manager of a portion of the king's treasury, and you have been given the holy task of investing it wisely, growing it masterfully, and passing it on, increased and sanctified, to the next generation of stewards. This profound shift from the mindset of ownership to the mindset of stewardship is the final, ultimate key to releasing all fear and all greed. If it's not truly yours to begin with, you cannot fear losing it. You hold it with an open hand. And if your ultimate goal is to give it all away in the most strategic and impactful way possible, you cannot be greedy. You become a pure, clear, and powerful channel for a wealth that is not personal but generational, not temporary but eternal. This is the ultimate victory, the ultimate Netzach. It is the victory over the ego's obsession with the temporary and the trivial. It is the victory over the ultimate enemy of the human soul, which is meaninglessness. To build a legacy is to give your life a meaning that transcends death itself. It is to become a part of the great eternal story of our people, the story of bringing the light of Torah and the blessing of abundance to a world that so desperately needs it. It is to know that your life mattered. Let this vast, eternal vision be the final, glorious expansion of your soul tonight. I am not just building wealth. I am building a magnificent, lasting legacy. I think in terms of generations, not just years. My vision is for eternity. My plans are for the long-term good of my family, my people, and the world. I am a trusted, wise, and masterful steward of the King's treasury. I manage the resources entrusted to me with profound wisdom, with unwavering integrity, and with a long-term, eternal perspective. I hereby release the ego's mindset of ownership, and I joyfully embrace the holy, empowering role of the steward, the guardian, the legacy builder. The wealth I create is a powerful tool for blessing my family, my community, and the world for generations to come. I am a founder of a dynasty of goodness. I build things that last. I build businesses, assets, and relationships that are based on the timeless, eternal values of the Torah. My life has eternal significance. I am a vital and beloved link in the golden chain of our people, passing the torch of blessing and abundance to the future. My ultimate victory is not in what I accumulate for myself, but in the legacy of goodness, of wisdom, and of love that I leave behind. I am a builder of worlds. I am a partner in eternity. Sleep now in the vast, peaceful, and awe-inspiring expanse of this eternal vision. Your personal ambitions have been elevated, purified, and sanctified into a holy, generational mission. You are no longer just a millionaire in the making. You are a patriarch, a matriarch, a founder of a dynasty of blessing, and your eternal legacy begins now. Shalom. Day 21. The Seal of Being. Chotam. Welcome, my beloved friend, to the 21st and final night of our sacred journey together. We have travelled far and wide through the inner landscapes of the soul. We have planted a magnificent garden. We have built a holy temple. We have awakened the King within. Tonight, we do not learn a new concept. Tonight, we perform the final, ultimate act of creation. We place the Chotam, the final, indelible seal upon all the holy work we have done. Tonight, we move from learning to being. We integrate all 21 days of profound wisdom into a single, unified, and permanent state of consciousness. Tonight, you become the teaching. What is a seal? A seal, in the ancient world, was a stamp of ownership, of identity, of ultimate reality. It was the king's signet ring, pressed into hot, receptive wax, leaving an impression that was undeniable, unchangeable, and perfectly reflective of the seal itself. The image on the seal was a perfect reflection of the ring. Tonight, the divine king, the Melech Malchei HaMelachim, is pressing his own signet ring into the soft, receptive, and willing wax of your soul. And the image on that ring, the very essence of the king, is the name he revealed to Moses at the burning bush. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. I am that I am. It is the seal of pure, divine, unchangeable being. You are being sealed with the truth of your own divine identity. You are not just a person who has prosperous beliefs. You are a prosperous being. You are not just a person who acts with trust. You are a being of pure trust. You are not just a person who feels joy. You are joy itself. This is the ultimate integration. The 21 principles we have learned are no longer external ideas that you are trying to remember or apply. They have become the very cells of your being, the very rhythm of your heartbeat, the very light in your eyes. You no longer need to remember to have faith. You are faith. You no longer need to practice gratitude. You are gratitude. You no longer need to strive for a courageous heart. You are courage. The separation between the student and the teaching has dissolved. You have become a living Torah of wealth, a walking, talking embodiment of divine abundance. As you sleep tonight, for the final time in this program, your subconscious mind, the master alchemist, is performing this great and final act of sealing and integration. It is taking all the golden threads we have woven over these 3 weeks and tying them into a single, beautiful, unbreakable knot at the very center of your being. It is taking all the precious ingredients we have gathered and baking them into the final, delicious and nourishing bread of your new reality. It is a process beyond words, a holy alchemy happening in the deepest, most secret chamber of your soul. All that is required of you is to surrender to it, to allow yourself to be sealed, to allow yourself to become. Feel this now, a sense of profound completion, a sense of perfect wholeness, a sense of a deep, quiet and irreversible change that has taken place at the very core of who you are. The person you were 21 nights ago is a distant, loving memory, a snakeskin that has been gratefully shed. You are new. You are whole. You are free. You are wealthy. Not as a future potential, not as something you are striving for, but as a present, unchangeable and eternal fact of your being. This is your new name. This is your new identity. This is the holy seal upon your soul.